All right, in the part 1 of the limited series overview for McLaren Senna, we took a look at the rewards, what we win, and the PR required for each reward increment or completion increment, right? And the cost to meet the PR requirement and what you can right. So more of a cost and reward we've covered in that video. And in this video, let's actually check out the series itself. All right. All right. Let's hop in once again. And on this account, my Senna is fully upgraded. So, right. Confirm the PR requirement. 100% completion, 82.7. And yes, as you can see, as soon as you complete an event, complete a race, you trigger the 24 hours of instant service and instant R&D on the upgrades. So don't start upgrading right away. Once again, I say. All right, let's go over tier by tier, race by race, and see what we can expect. All right, to start off, tier 1, we got drag race. Why do they keep including so many drag races in these? Anyway, that's what we got. It's gonna be at Suzuka Grand Prix. Does it matter? Don't think so, but there it is. It's gotta take place at some venue, right? Okay, followed by Speed Snap at Porsche Test Track Long On-Road Circuit. And the Cup for Tier 1 is going to take place at Catalunya National. Quick 3-lapper. And Tier 1, of course, there is no PR requirement. On to Tier 2, we got Endurance at Silverstone, the British Grand Prix. Followed by Head-to-Head at Hockenheim National. And it's going to be a single lap head-to-head. And the Cup for Tier 2 is going to be at Melbourne, 3 laps with a PR 69.3 required. So obviously, you do need some of those Tier 1 upgrades. On to Tier 3, we got Elimination at Suzuka East. Elimination, another type of event that the venue doesn't really make that big of a difference. It used to matter a little bit more when instant service offer was not a thing along to accompany these limited series or limited time series. But I mean, they've kind of standardized that, I feel like, where every time we have these events for older cars, we get 24 hours. For a newer car, we get 3 hours, right? So, yeah, it kind of makes it less and less appealing to run these events with the car in critical condition because, it's kind of not as fun to run in critical condition because it's just dampened performance of a car. Nobody wants that. So anyway. Then we got Autocross at Daytona Road Course, and the Cup for Tier 3 takes place at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. 2 laps with a PR 70.7 required. So of course, that is the max PR you're gonna be able to reach with the Racing Dollar upgrades alone. So 25% completion is not going to be doable without any gold upgrades, as I mentioned in previous video. Anyway, that takes us to Tier 4, where we got Speed Snap at the Brickyard Road Course, followed by Hunter at Silverstone Grand Prix. And the Cup is going to be at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, 3 laps with a PR 71.9 required. continuing on Tier 5, we got drag race. It's gonna be at Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit, and you know what I say about drag races. All right, and then we got Autocross at Mount Panorama, followed by the Cup at the Daytona road course. 2 laps, PR73 required. All right, moving on to Tier 6, we got speed record at Catalunya National, speed snap at Melbourne, and the Cup is going to be at Laguna Seca. 3 laps, PR74 is what's required. And Tier 7, we got a head-to-head at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, single lapper. Autocross at the long on-road circuit of Porsche Test Track, and the Cup at Monza road course. 2 laps with a PR75 required, which is what you're gonna need to claim the 50% completion reward. And for that, you will need to claim 2 gold trophies in Tier 8, so you don't have to do the Cup, right? But if you're in this far, you probably want to get at least 75% complete. I'm expecting if you're this far in the series, you already own the car and have 3 upgrades across the board. That's my guess. Anyway, we got endurance at Spa, Hunter at the 24-hour circuit, so that's a full lap that you gotta do at the 24-hour circuit. And that might be longer than the Cup race here, depending on how many laps around Nürburgring Grand Prix you gotta do. 3 laps, all right, 3 laps around Nürburgring is probably longer than a lap around Le Mans. Anyway, this one requires PR 75.9. And Tier 9, we got speed snap at Daytona road course, speed record at the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course, and the Cup at Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit again. And this one's going to be a 5 laps with a PR 76.9 required. So that is a fair length race, 5 laps. I mean, long on-road circuit is the longest track configuration at the Leipzig circuit, but it's not the longest in the game, obviously. But when you have 5 laps, it's, that's a lengthy one. Anyway, Tier 10, we got Autocross at Silverstone International, head-to-head at Melbourne, single lapper, and the Cup at the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. 3 laps with a PR 77.8 required. And Tier 11, we got Hunter at Monza road course, speed record at Daytona road course, and the Cup at Bathurst Circuit Mount Panorama. 3 laps with a PR 78.7 required. And that is what you're gonna need to claim your 75% completion reward, since you need just a single gold trophy here. And for that, you can run a drag race here at the Brickyard road course, or you can do elimination at Bugatti circuit. Or if you have enough upgrades, you can continue on and do the Cup as Silverstone International, 6-lapper Cup with a PR 79.6 required. Right. All right, Tier 13, we got Autocross at Laguna Seca, speed record at Suzuka Grand Prix, so that's a full lap. And the Cup is going to be at Catalunya Grand Prix, and it's going to be another 5-lap Grand Prix race. PR 80.6 is required. And yeah, some of the longer form races in this event, so that's kind of cool. Tier 14, we got Hunter at Hockenheim Grand Prix, speed snap at Spa, and the Cup is going to be at Dubai Grand Prix, most likely 3 laps again. No, 4 laps. All right. with a PR 81.6 required. I feel like we need more races at Dubai. That's a cool circuit. I feel like we just don't get as many. Anyway, that brings us to the final tier, tier 15, where we got endurance at the long on-road circuit of Porsche Test Track. And we got an elimination, this one at Laguna Seca. And final cup is at Suzuka West. 7-lapper. So that seems like that's going to be actually a shorter race than some races that came prior to the final tier. PR 82.7 required once again, which is going to cost you some 930 gold. Yes, you get 100 of it back, and you can also 100% complete one of the bonus series, which means you get 66 of it back. So, I don't know, out of 930 you get 100 back, which brings it down to 830, and if you get 66 back, that brings the net cost down to 764. And if you are gonna go as far as you can in the aggressive Aerodynamics bonus series this car's featured in as well with this PR, that means you can complete 75% completion. So that will subtract another some 45 gold. So that brings your net cost down to 719. And if you completed all the special events in the event hub here, right? So let me hop out and go into the event hub prizes. And let's just talk about the final one, assuming that you collected everything else. See, I am still 1,000 points shy of claiming that 25 gold final reward. That is because there's one more weekly time trial coming up next week, the final week, right? But let's say you do that, then you get another 25 gold discounted. So, you know, you can, your net cost, you can bring it down to sub 700 gold, you know, with a card that has a lot of upgrades on board. So, yeah, so, and that means, but once again, in order to access the exclusive series, you still have to shell out another 300 plus gold, which you're only going to be able to reclaim about half of it back by the rewards there. So, I mean, you never come out ahead, you know, with these cars, these higher end cars. You know, entry cost usually will set you back more. But anyway, that will do it for this video of the kind of series overview part 2, where I mainly focused on the actual race types, right? So anyway, I hope you guys found the information useful, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.